For this?
Sure.
Alright. So, what would have to be your favorite song off the new record?
That's kind of a tough one because you spend so much time with all of them. They're kind of like your little babies or whatever. But I would say listening to the record, Call Me or Crow and the Butterfly are my two favorites. Playing live, Sound of Madness by far.
I love that. I saw you guys not too long ago in Detroit, and yeah, totally fell in love with that song.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, how would you say this album differs from your previous ones?
It's bigger and badder. We really went into it. It took 18 months to write and record. We went into it with the mindset that we wanted to make just a big sounding record, like your classic records, like an AC/DC or a Metallica, where it's this big, it's arena rock. It's made for that kind of sound. And then also in the writing of the lyrics and things like that, just a lot more blunt, open, and honest. You know, it used to be on the past albums, there was a lot of metaphors and dancing around whatever the subject matter happened to be about that song. And this one is pretty much in your face and right there for you. So I'd say those are the main differences.
I definitely like it. So, what would you have to say would be the inspiration behind the hit single Devour?
The inspiration behind that was our trip to Kuwait and Iraq. We went and visited our troops a few years ago. No political agenda by any means. We're not a political band, per se. We're not a Rage Against the Machine or something like that. We went there to just play for our troops and give them a sense of home. And in being there, seeing how proud they are of what they do. They're there to do a job, whether you agree with what they're doing over there or not. They're just there to do their job. And there was a sense of frustration coming back, realizing that there is no solution or end to what's going on over there. There's no exit strategy. There's no, hey, how we're going to get our troops home. And Brent, being frustrated from that, kind of wrote Devour as a personal letter to President Bush, saying, hey, this is what you have to look back upon. Can you live with yourself, what you've done and created? Not to say that we could be the leader of the free world by any means, or a president, but just it was a reaction to our time over there.
That's really cool, really powerful stuff there. So, I take it you guys are definitely happy with the election results then.
I think we're happy for anything right now. Like I said, we're not a political band, but
Right.
it's going to be interesting. It's going to be real interesting. Either way, it was going to be interesting.
Right.
So, I look forward to seeing what's happening in the next few years. And we don't know what to expect.
I'm definitely glad Obama's in there and
More than just a new person to change what's going on.
right. I couldn't agree with you more. I used to be a poli-sci major, but oh my god, it was too much. I had to get out of that field.
Yeah, politics are evil.
Indeed.
Like, music business can be evil.
Right. Well, speaking of which, what's one thing about the industry you'd like to change if you could?
Tough one. It's a double-edged sword. I would like to change the mindset. Not every label does this. For instance, Atlantic has taken very good care of us and for the most part has been patient with us and worked hard with us for what Shinedown has done. But I see a common trend since I've been in the industry of labels signing up a band, then saying, okay, there's a hit single, now just write a bunch of other tunes. They make an album with 10 songs where there's only one really good song on it instead of helping that band get a great record of songs. And then they throw that song out there. If it doesn't stick, then that band's done, but the label still owns them, and that poor band and group of guys and girls is screwed for the rest of their life.
Right.
With that band. That I would like to see change.
I hear you. You are not alone. That's what a lot of artists have been telling me, that same thing. So hopefully we'll see some change someday.
I think it's coming to a head. I mean, the labels don't have the money they used to have. They're not selling records, so they're having to change their game plans and work with bands more. You see sometimes this 360 deal that's out there can benefit a lot of baby bands because the label has more vested interest in them. So that is one sort of change, but there's downsides to that as well. But I think it's slowly starting to happen.
Right. Well, definitely, like, with the internet and everything, because, like, didn't you guys release, like, the Sound of Madness on, was it MySpace?
We gave a preview,
Oh,
like
preview.
a week or two before
That's really cool. I like how more and more bands are starting to do that. I think it's good for exposure and stuff. Um, so I know you guys are touring with Avenged Sevenfold, Buckcherry, and Saving Abel, and I was wondering maybe what are some highlights or most memorable moment or embarrassing one for that matter?
It's still new. This tour is still very new. I think the most memorable is just getting to know these bands. You know, we really didn't know Avenged Sevenfold. Buckcherry we've done a little bit more touring with, so we're getting to know them, and Saving Abel as well. So, you know, being with bands, other rock bands is a good time. You're all working for the same goal. You're all doing the same job, and you get to know those personalities. And 99% of the time, you just get along with bands. It's been very rare that you find something in the band that you don't get along with.
Right.
And on that, I think just this tour package alone is exciting because it's such different rock and roll. You've got Avenged, which is more metal with big Iron Maiden style guitar solos and that type of thing. You've got Buckcherry, which is the party band. You've got us, which is more of a serious mainstream band. And then you got Saving Abel, which has that little Three Doors Down kind of southern vibe to them. So it's really cool. It's a good rock show.
Yeah, I can't wait to see you guys. I'll be seeing you on the 21st in Detroit. Yep, can't wait. I'll be driving 6 hours too because I live in Sault Ste. Marie now, but it's worth it. So, yeah, speaking of long drives, what do you guys do to kill time on the road? Are you big, like, video gamers or an avid reader?
I like to read. I'm definitely a reader. You know, do a lot of podcasts and things like that. I do video game. I'm one of the only ones that video games. Some guys watch movies. There's a lot of movies that are always in constant play on the bus, and then you try to catch them on your sleep when the bus is moving.
Right. So what kind of games are you into?
But yeah, you do whatever you can to pass the time.
What kind of games are you into?
I like more the adventure style games, the ones that last a long time. You know, that some of the shooters, things like that. I really haven't played that much lately because I just haven't had the time. But right now I've been reading more than anything.
Oh, that's cool.